So I'm not very good at Google Earth anymore. But, this is where Jesus led me. I was right in here. I accessed it from Voyager. I got my V streets mixed up. Anyway, it's like right in here. And, it probably doesn't look like wilderness from up here, you know, but I guarantee you it was wilderness, right? And I stayed right in here. This is Pine Creek that I was telling you about. And when Jesus led me to walk down, he was like, walk down, you know. This is where the people were on the ledge, or they were at the top. My location was in here, and they were up here. I walked, and as fast as I could. I guess it was right about here that it turned into swampland. Right here. And when Jesus told me, now get ready to jump, right? I jumped, and this was where that happened. It was this canyon at Pine Creek. And here's the, like, just to give you perspective. I ran from here all the way to the golf course. And then ran. Like, I ran. Look at how big this golf course is. And I kept going and going and going and going and going and going and going. All the way up to here. And they knew that something was leading me, and so they didn't follow me. Now, like, it probably doesn't look like wilderness to you. It probably looks like, well, that looks like a pretty populated place. I mean, but I promise you, it was wilderness, and it was like a bird sanctuary, and it was protected space, protected wildlife area. Jesus led me, like, let me see if I can find it again, because I was just there. Alright, so I just want you to see the creek. So, the creek, this is all rich people country, right? Here's the creek. And, this is where I stayed. Like, this was my, like, haunt. And, I went. This is all the creek. Right here, this wiggly waggly thing. And, right here, like, there was these shops. They're called shops. The shops at Rider Gate or something like that. And that was the only place where I could get occasional Wi-Fi. And I used like, on my cell phone, I used like you know what I mean? Like an online phone service. I didn't have, phone service or anything. But after my position was compromised, Jesus led me down the creek. I just want you guys to see this, okay? Because, I mean, like, there were so many times I was like, what? Where am I going? What is going on? What am I doing? You know? But, here's the wall. Look, listen to me. So I was staying up here, right? I was staying right in this area. And Jesus led me, like, you see this opening right here? That's where the stormwater system was. And if I wanted to lay low, there was this, like, other opening over here. See it? Right there? And I'd go through it. Jesus showed me, like, all of these different, like, I don't know, these different corridors. But, like, say that the cadets saw that you had a camp, right? They would mark it while they were flying over, right? And then at night they'd come and roust you out. But if, like with me, because they couldn't find me, because they couldn't get me, they'd started going down these hills in these like these all-terrain vehicles. They were like anyway, it was so exciting, you guys. And Jesus led me, like, he led me through this. I mean, like, I wish I could show it to you, because I didn't even know that this was in my hometown. This was like this canyon, literally a canyon. And Jesus led me, like, all through this canyon, and all the way to here's the solar farm. Look, Jesus led me, like, through this creek. Right, here's the creek. Creek keeps going, right? I can't remember if it's this side or that side. I'm not very good at this. But he led me. And Federal Credit Union, North Branch. Rock Rimmon and I-25, Colorado Springs. Rock Rimmon and I-25. How about this one? Look. This is where Jesus led me. The margarita at Pine Creek. Alright, after my position was compromised, like, I had already been there for 40 days, a little bit longer. And I mean, like, just so that you guys know, like, Jesus would have me stay there as long as I could without going, into the, into the non-wilderness. And the longest I stayed there without moving, just relying on my supplies, which was, I'll tell you about that anyway, but relying on my own food and everything and not coming out. I stayed there for almost nearly 3 weeks without coming out. But at any rate, so he led me all the way down this creek, okay? All the way down this creek. And this was some amazing territory, right? Just amazing territory. And anyway, I want to say that, okay, this is where the creek went under I-25, Interstate I-25. And this is the bridge that I stayed under right here. And you can barely see it, but this is where I stayed. And I stayed all the way in back, all the way in back. And this is where I got the flattened boxes from. And right over here, right here is where oh, it was so exciting, you guys. This is where I stayed under the bridge right there. And this was, I would travel this creek area. And there was a fancy restaurant here. And this was the Embassy Suites. This was the hotel that I don't want to say break into, but I would. It was a lot like that. And anyway, it was a very exciting experience. And I'm not sure if this, I actually promise you that this did not do any justice to my experience. But that's that was the distance that I basically started at, well, I already told you. Look, there's my daughter's name. Anyway, I'm gonna end this, but, because it's just not very good, but if I learned how to, like, I went to Colorado Springs, it wasn't last year, but it was the year before, and I wanted to take this video to show you guys, or to show, where I went, and my mom and I, we got into an argument over Joe Biden, and it ended the trip. But at any rate, I'm not sure if it is still recording, but